As you know, the last 10 days of the month of Ramadan are upon us, and these are actually very special days. Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha tells us, as it's mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, that when the last 10 days approached the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she said, "Shadda mi'zara," that he would tighten his waist belt. And what this means is that he would work extra hard in these last 10 days of the month of Ramadan. So, that being said, here are my top 3 pieces of advice or top 3 tips for the last 10 days of the month of Ramadan. Number 1, make time for private worship. What I mean by private worship is the worship that is not done in the masjid, not done in congregation, rather worship that is just between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The best of that would be Qiyamul Layl, or standing in Qiyam, standing in prayer in the last third of the night. As the Prophet ﷺ said, أفضل الصلاة بعد الفريضة صلاة الليل. That the best prayer after the fard prayers, the obligatory prayers, is the night prayer. Yes, we've been focusing a lot on the Taraweeh prayer and the congregational prayers, and that is very good. And yes, continue to do that in the last 10 days and nights of Ramadan, but also make sure that there's time for worship that is between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. These last 10 nights are an intensely spiritual time, and the way to enhance that spiritual experience is to pray that Qiyam prayer or the night prayer. Number 2, treat every night as it is Laylatul Qadr. You know, we know about Laylatul Qadr, as the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man qama Laylatul Qadr imanan wa ihtisaban, ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbih." That the person who stands Laylatul Qadr, meaning stands in prayer, having faith and hoping in the reward of Allah, then all of their previous sins will be forgiven. So yes, it is very important that we seek out Laylatul Qadr. Laylatul Qadr occurs in these last 10 nights. And yes, there's more of a chance that it happens on the odd nights. And yes, there's a strong possibility that it is the night of the 27th. But that doesn't mean it is definitely the night of the 27th. A lot of people treat it that way. And that means they neglect the rest of the last 10 days and nights of Ramadan. Some of our scholars say that the wisdom behind why the Prophet didn't tell us exactly which night is Laylatul Qadr, or to specify one night as Laylatul Qadr, is so that we work hard on every single night when it comes to the last 10 nights of Ramadan. So treat every night as it is Laylatul Qadr. Treat every night as this is the last chance that you have to seek forgiveness from Allah, to have all of your sins forgiven. Number 3, dua, dua, dua. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Ad-du'a huwa al-ibadah." Dua, supplication, is worship, or dua is the essence of worship. Dua is one of the most important aspects of our worship, and that is why this is the time to build the habit of making sincere dua from our heart. Once we beautify our dua, once we connect our heart to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not only will our dua become better, but it will also help improve our other acts of worship as well. If our dua is good, then our prayer, for example, will be good as well. So use these last 10 days and last 10 nights to perfect your dua, to beautify your dua. And we know that Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, that she asked the Prophet, she said, "O Messenger of Allah, if I come upon Laylatul Qadr, what dua should I make?" The Prophet said, make the dua, "Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni." Oh Allah, you are the forgiver, and you love to forgive, so forgive me. This is the dua that we focus on in these last 10 days and last 10 nights of the month of Ramadan. This is a beautiful dua because it helps once again attach our heart to Allah. It makes us hopeful. We say, "Oh Allah, you love to forgive." And because Allah loves to forgive, we have to believe that. We understand that. And that's why we repeat that. We say that, "Oh Allah, you love to forgive, so forgive me." And all of that is there so that our hearts get attached to Allah and we are hopeful in the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So perfect your dua, work on your dua, beautify your dua so it can help you in the rest of your acts of worship and the rest of your life, inshaAllah ta'ala.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I'm here with a very special friend of mine, also a board member of the Islamic Society of South Australia, executive board member, Brother Ahmed Al-Sayed. Brother Ahmed Al-Sayed has been in hiding for all of Ramadan and has decided to finally show his beautiful face to the camera and to the viewers of Salam TV. Welcome, Brother Ahmed.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Hani. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Ahmed, we've got a night ahead of us. We've got two special guests from the Pakistani community with us tonight. But before we get into that, let us know a little bit about your Ramadan. This is a different Ramadan. We haven't been coming to the mosque, as you know, and we've heard from many other hosts what their experiences are like. What's it been like for you?
Yeah, subhanAllah, it's how we've gotten to the, alhamdulillah, we've gotten to the last 10 nights, and already, subhanAllah, I was sitting in the 28th night of Ramadan. The current pandemic that we're going through has definitely affected not only myself, but the community's Ramadan, and it's been a little bit different. However, at the same time, it's given us the ability to create a masjid in our own homes. So this Ramadan, I've been hiding, as he said, in my home, and trying to connect with Allah Subhanahu wa Taala in my home. It's different. It is very different feel to coming to the masjid and praying Tarweeh as one and seeing our brothers as one. But at the same time, it's been spiritually beneficial to myself, and I'm sure to our viewers as well.
It is quite challenging, and especially the fact that we are in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. And as everyone here, probably in the viewers would know, the last 10 nights are the most special in Ramadan. And subhanAllah, we, a part of those nights, one of those nights is Laylatul Qadr, and to not, perform Laylatul Qadr in the masjid has been, it's sad. It's really sad. But alhamdulillah, as Brother Ahmed has said, it's a reason to turn your houses into masajid and to increase your prayer. And I could definitely tell you, he's not just hiding from Salam TV, because usually I see Brother Ahmed quite a lot in Ramadan, like on a nightly basis. And I think we've seen each other maybe once in this Ramadan or twice?
Yeah, once or
twice in this Ramadan, so subhanAllah. Without further ado, we'd like to introduce our first guest of the night, Brother Adil Sadiq. He's the president of the Pakistani Australian Association of South Australia. Forgive me if I've pronounced your name incorrectly. It's Adil Sadiq?
Adil Sadiq.
Adil Sadiq. Welcome, brother. If you could let us know a little bit about the Pakistani Australian Association of South Australia and how it came to be.
Sure. First of all, thank you very much for inviting us today in this beautiful program to be part of that. That's a great initiative by ICSA that starting this channel on Facebook and connecting with the communities. Thank you, Brother Ahmed, for that. Pakistani Australian Association of South Australia actually came into being in 1984. And formed by some group of people who were the early migrants from Pakistan at the time. About 3 or 4 families, they started up as a social club for socializing, and gradually it has been increased, and with the flux of more migrants coming into South Australia from Pakistan, and the other part belongs to Pakistani origin. Basically, now what the organization is, it's more into a facilitating platform for the new migrants and the community members. It is basically the social and cultural representation of Pakistani origin, Pakistani culture, and representation into the other multicultural communities. Besides organizing different social and cultural programs and giving the opportunity for the community members to come and celebrate their occasions, we let the other multicultural societies and communities to come join us in our programs to know more about the Pakistani culture and the social values and the religious values as well. We focused on providing the assistance to the new migrants, especially in getting them in job-ready programs, introducing them different trainings, programs to uplift their skills and become an effective part of the society as soon as possible. And another thing I would say that we focused on is to provide them the sense of belongingness to the society and try to get them integrated with the Australian way of life and the values. This is what we try to do through this platform.
Let's unpack the culture a little bit. Please tell us what influences the Pakistani culture.
Well, Pakistani culture is, I would say that because of the geographical location and the historical background and diverse ethnic values of Pakistan, it is the Pakistani culture, I would say, is a beautiful blend of Indian, Persian, Central Asian, and South Asian countries and religions and the cultures. The major ethnic group who lives in Pakistan are there are about 15 major ethnic groups, and all of them are different in their features, in their appearances, in their historical bloodlines, custom, rituals, and language, dialects, and in every other thing. If I would name the major ethnic groups live in Pakistan are Punjabis, Balochis, Pakhtuns, Sindhis, Makranis, Kashmiris, Baltis. So these are some of the major ethnic groups lives in the region. If we say that what influences the culture is actually really that beautiful blend or the influence from the regions which are surrounded by them. Other than this major ethnic diversity, one of the important factor which influenced the Pakistani culture is religions of Islam. So after the Islam, definitely the cultural values have been shaped up a little bit different, which is the total brand now.
Okay, subhanAllah. So when I think Pakistani originally, I think one language. But based on what you're saying, that's not the case, is it?
It's definitely not the case.
So they don't all speak the same language? Or is it different dialects, or is it actually completely different languages altogether?
Well, like I said, that's about 15 major ethnic groups live in Pakistan. So it means that at least 15 major languages have been spoken by these groups. Urdu is the national language, being spoken all of the Pakistan, being the national language. And other than that, Punjabi, Pashto, Sindhi, Brahvi, Kashmiri, and all of these languages have been spoken widely in Pakistan. And the beautiful thing is the dialect gets changed after a few hours if you travel inside the Pakistani territories because of the diversity of the ethnic groups living there. So, yeah.
Are they able to understand each other's dialects?
Well, yes.
They are.
They are, yeah. Like I said, that Urdu is the main communication language between all of these groups. But on the regional side, about 72, 73 languages being spoken in Pakistan.
So what's the language like? Can you give us some examples?
Yes, I can give you the example of the language. Let's connect it with the Ramadan. Ramadan is in Pakistan is not much different than the rest of the Islamic world, but because of this, because of its unique ethnic diversity, it has its own unique flavor. I recall that. Especially in Ramadan, during the every day before the Fajr for the Sahri, the announcements come from all of the mosques around to wake you up from the sleep and get prepared for the Sahur.
Yes.
So it comes like this that Rozedaro, Allah Nabi ke pyaro,
Okay, so
Jannat ke haqdaro, Sahri ka time start hone laga hai. So if I translate it, it comes like, "O those who keep the fasts, O those who are dear to Allah and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, O those who deserve the Jannah, wake up. This is the Sahri time. This is the Sahur time starts.
Yes,
So it's a beautiful thing that we never had rest of the other 11 months, but in Ramadan it comes up like that.
Yes, subhanAllah, it reminds me when I went back to Lebanon. I hadn't been since I was 4 years old, but 2018 I went back, and it was Ramadan, and similar thing, but they had a drummer walking the streets, subhanAllah, waking people up for...
So the drummer used to be there in Pakistan as well. It's been a little bit obsolete now. Like in the old ages, yes, they used to beat the drum in the streets to wake the people up. But once the loudspeakers taken the place, now they come on with the loudspeakers and start waking up the people by these verses.
Yes, subhanAllah.
Yeah, because even with the drumming it's a bit of poetry that they used to kind of say as well. I don't know much of it, me being born here. So, but like one of them that does stick to my head is "Isha ya naim wahid ad-daim," which means wake up you who sleeps, all right, and glorify the one who does not sleep and does not
sleep.
and will ever exist. You know, so
you say that in a way or two. It's similar. All of the Islamic world, it's same.
Yes, subhanAllah. Now, talking about Islam, there's a history of Islam in Pakistan, isn't there?
Yes. If we say about the history of Islam in Pakistan, I would say that because Pakistan came into being about 70 years now, Islam came into the subcontinental region in about, according to the history of some notes, about 700 AD. So after the death of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, after 79, 80 years, Banu Umayyah actually sent the army to invade this region, the subcontinental region. So Muhammad bin Qasim was the general led by this army, and he defeated the emperor, the local Raja, whose name was the Raja Dahir, and his alliance. Predominantly they were Hindus and Zoroastrian at the time, and after the invasion of the region, then they set up the boundaries of Islam and lay the foundation of Islam in that region. After that, I would say Ghaznavi Empire, Ghaznavi Sultans, Dassanati, and then after that Ghori Dassanati, Delhi Sultans, and then Mughals. These are the different eras in which Islam flourished a lot in the whole region, which is now Pakistan, India, Bangladesh. And another factor, or I can say that the source of spreading the Islam in that region was Mashayikh and the Sufi saints. Because of their best conduct and the true teachings of Islam, they spread the knowledge and spread the Islam among the common people who were Ladin at the time. So that was the brief history how in that region.
Yes, tell us about the Pakistani community in Adelaide or in Australia. What are their hobbies? You know, what do they do for pastime? What sort of hobbies? What interests the Pakistani community here in South Australia?
Well, like other migrant community, when you migrate leave your native country and settle down in another area, you have to give up different hobbies, different practices, different routines. And same like happened in Pakistani community. Those things which we used to stick off in as a native countryman in our country, of course, it's not possible over here. But I would say that because the family is the basic unit in Pakistani culture, we can say that the whole society built in the family structure. So spending time with the family, visiting other families and get-togethers, arranging different occasions, religious, plus social, plus cultural, sports as well. Cricket is our passion. It runs in the Pakistani people's bloodstream. It's not like it's just same like footy over here.
Yeah.
So
cricket over here as well.
Cricket, yeah,
here
as well. And when it comes to the cricket and when it comes to the game between the two rival countries, Pakistan and India, then it's so like I said, that over here it's basically visiting each other on the weekends, getting up in the parks and stuff, and organizing social events is the best thing we used to do.
So if you were to summarize in a few words, or maybe a sentence or two, the beautiful culture of Pakistan, how would you summarize it all? I mean, it's probably hard to summarize into one sentence, but give us your best shot. Like, summarize it into one or two sentences for us.
Yeah, I would say that, like I said, that where it comes from, it is a beautiful blend of different cultures. It has the influence of Persia. Persia, has its historical culture and then the long history. We have the influence of Persia. We have the influence of India, Indian subcontinent culture. We have the influence of Central Asian civilization over there. So Indus Valley itself is thousands years old valley, or the civilization over there in Pakistan. People come from that bloodstream, or the civilization do have their own culture influence as well. So we can say that it's the bouquet of different colors of the flowers, very vibrant, very diverse, and very beautiful. Food is marvelous. It comes up with the music as well. It has different streams of the music. People love music. Qawwali and Sama, Willing Darwish and stuff like that. This is the form of the music we used to love and practice over there. So it's food, music, weddings and colors.
I'm going to focus on one thing out of that. That's the food. We have a cooking video from a small family organisation, Foodie and Mrs. We'll go to that video and we'll come back shortly, inshallah.
Sure.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is SM Qureshi and I'm a professional photographer. We started a blog. It's called Foodie and Mrs.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mevish and I'm the Mrs. in that foodie. The reason why we started this blog was because of COVID-19. SM wasn't getting any projects, but food is something that obviously goes on. So we thought, why not start a page where we celebrate our love of food. He loves to cook and I love to write and he loves to take photographs. So it was a very good combination of everything. Foodie and Mrs. is on Facebook and Instagram. And what we do is that we share whatever we are cooking on our page, and anybody who likes it, appreciates it, we cook it for them as well.
So today I'm making a Pakistani dish which is called chana chaat. We have every day during Ramadan at the breaking of our fast, and it's very healthy, nutritious and tasty. Yeah.
And I'll be making fruit chaat, which I think is a compulsory on every table in Pakistan. The best thing about Pakistani cooking is that we all make the same things, but we all have different tastes. So I'll make it my way, he'll make his way, and let's see.
So today we are making chana chaat. The ingredients for the chana chaat are 3 cups of chickpeas. I already boiled it. So, you can use 3 cups of chickpeas or half kilo of chickpeas. After that, I'm using 1 cup of water. So in the pot, I'm putting 1 cup of water. And after that, I'm using 2 tablespoons of gram flour. So I put the 2 tablespoons of gram flour. Now I will mix it. So you have to mix it very, it will mix properly. So, and you can add a 1/4 teaspoon of food color, the yellow food color. So it will give us some nice color, which looks beautiful. See, and just mix it. And after that, you can add 1 teaspoon of chaat masala. The chaat masala you can buy from any Pakistani, Indian or Afghan store. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of chaat masala in it and mixing it. And after that, I will add half teaspoon of red chili powder and mix it properly. And I will add half teaspoon of crushed chili, half teaspoon of salt, and also, in between, if you want to add more water, so you can also add, because I can see the consistency is quite thick, so I'm adding some more water in it. And then 1 teaspoon of roasted cumin seed, and after that you crush them. So I'm adding that. I mix it. And 1 teaspoon of dhania, which is coriander, whole coriander, and you crush it. And also add it and mix it. And half cup of tamarind pulp. So it's very easy to make tamarind pulp, just use the raw tamarind and in the hot water, make the pulp, add this pulp and mix it. So you have to mix it, like it will start a bit boil. So it's a bit chili and spicy dish, and a bit because of the tamarind, the flavors comes very nice. So after that, we will add chickpeas in it. So normally like 1 to 2 minutes. So you can see it's boiling now. So I'm adding the chickpeas and mixing it. Just mix all the chickpeas. And now after that, you can add, I already made the half cup of tomatoes, half cup of onion, and coriander leaves, a quarter cup, and 1 medium size green chilies, and mix it. It's very easy. Just follow the steps. Okay, after that, it's almost done. So in a bowl, so what I did I boiled potatoes for garnishing. It's 1 big potato, and I cut it and I boiled it and add quarter teaspoon of food color, so which give a nice color to potatoes. So now I'm bringing, so this half kilo of chana chaat is enough for 4 people, 4 servings. So because there are so many dishes, on the table, so it's a sharing dish actually. So yeah, I think that's enough for this bowl. And after this, I will add whipped yogurt. So I just whip the yogurt and add some water in it. So I will pour it, so it will give a nice taste to it. And then I will add these potatoes, the boiled potatoes. So decorate, and it's also nice in taste, It's very good with it. Okay. And I will add some coriander leaf for decor. That's it.
Okay, so now we are going to make fruit chaat. Fruit chaat is, as the name says, is made of fresh fruits. The reason why we have fruit chaat in Ramadan is because it is very nutritious, it is sweet, and it gives you energy when you break your fast. So the fruits that I have chosen today, you can actually mix and match whatever fruits you like. I've taken banana, orange, kiwi. I've taken grapes, pear, and apple. One fruit that I missed back from Pakistan is guava, because in Pakistan the guavas are very soft and nice, but we don't get them here. I will put a bit of salt. I'll season it with a bit of salt. I've used the pink Himalayan salt from Pakistan. I'll use a bit of black pepper, and I'll season it with a bit of lemon juice. So first I'll cut all these fruits. I'll put them in a bowl. I'll mix all these and I'll show you how that's done. So here are all the fruits that have been chopped up and put in a bowl. People do add sugar in it, but we are a bit health conscious, so we don't add sugar. If you feel it's not enough sweet, you can always add sugar. Now I'll add a bit of black pepper. I'll add some salt. I'll add squeezed lemon juice. And I'll mix all of this together. And there you go.
So here's the iftar, and we have this every day, and some people have dinner after this, but after iftar, after salat, we will have tea, chai, which is very compulsory, and sometimes maybe if hungry, then we have something else. But please try this dishes. It's very simple and easy and delicious. And thank you for watching us on Salam TV.
Welcome back. SubhanAllah, that video has definitely got me ready for another meal now. I want to thank Foodie and Mrs. For providing, sharing that video with us and with our viewers. And just a reminder to support our local Muslim businesses in South Australia, as we're one community, and we need each other's support and help. Brother Adil, I believe you've got a relationship with Foodie and Mrs.
Yes, Ahsan is a good friend of mine, and he is actually a professional photographer. Has won different awards as well in South Australia, and covering the weddings and other occasions. And food is his passion. So he started his own page, Facebook page. That's where you can connect to his business, Foodies and Mrs. on Facebook. One thing I would like to mention about his food is his inspiration is from his mother. So since the childhood, there are about 9 siblings, and mother used to cook the food and fill up the whole table for the whole family. And being the youngest in the family, he used to help her out in the kitchen chores and stuff. And that's where he took that passion and the inspiration from, and started now putting these things into the practice for the community, for us. It's beautiful. It's his passion and inspiration which makes the special.
Yes. You talk with the enthusiasm, so obviously you've tried their food, and
Yes.
it sounds like you really love their food as well.
I definitely love this food, yeah.
With the Pakistani community, I mean, because we are coming towards the end of Ramadan, and we are still in Ramadan, let's talk about iftar and, for example, the foods of Eid. What are the things that are unique in the Pakistani community when it comes to the types of food that you will have for iftar or for Eid?
For Eid.
Yeah.
When it comes to the food, especially in Ramadan, it's uniquely, you can say that some dishes, some food are uniquely linked with Ramadan. That we never had that before or any other time in the year. Especially the pakoras. The amount of the pakoras we used to eat during the Ramadan in the iftari is never been in the other months. Dahi balays and some other sweet dishes. So another thing which is, I think, common in other Islamic world is that just before the iftar, people in the neighborhood start sending different things on the portion of their food which they prepare at their home to yourself. And very soon, the time when the azan, Maghrib azan kills off, you see your table full of different foods. Yeah, even though you have prepared just one or two in your home, but the rest of the things come from the neighborhood. So that's the beauty.
I think we need to start implementing that here in Australia, because then you get all sorts of foods from all different cultures.
Exactly, that would be beautiful.
Yeah,
and on the Eid day especially, we start with the Sawiya versamilis. It's a traditional Pakistani sweet version that we eat and then go to the Eid namaz. One of them is sheer khurma. It's a slow-cooked versamilis in milk and then put in different dry fruits and dates, that aged dry dates. So keep boiling, keep cooking it in the slow heat for a long time and until it becomes a thick and sugary and fragrance. They put the rose water in it, put the saffron in it, and my mouth is filling with the water.
I'm starting to. You got me.
It is. That's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's subhanAllah. SubhanAllah. Well, brother, we want to thank you very much. It's been an absolute honour having you on the show tonight, and I'm sure our viewers would agree as well. It's been delightful to get to know the Pakistani community and the languages and the foods and everything that you've shared with us today. So, thank you very much for coming. Any last words that you'd like to share with our viewers?
Like I said before, it's a great initiative by ICSA, and I hope that in the coming years, with the collaboration of the other communities, Muslim communities, we're going to make this platform more bigger, more stronger, more scalable, and more effective to represent Muslims across the South Australia to the other communities. And again, thank you very much for inviting us tonight, and my pleasure to be the part of this program.
Jazakallah.
Thank you very much.
Talking about Islamic Society of South Australia, we have had plenty of projects in the past, and the one right now that we are still undertaking is the Wandana Masjid extension. This is a centre, but don't think of it as just a centre. It is an extension to the masjid. It is a place where more Muslims can get together and pray in larger numbers, inshallah. It is also a place where we can have the youth go somewhere that is not out in the streets, so that they can remain, away from harm, away from any of the fitan out there. It's a great initiative. You've been to Wandana Masjid. You've seen what we've already accomplished over there, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, subhanAllah, like even Mariam Masjid, and seeing the progress, and then now with Wandana Masjid, initially the first renovations, and then the first build, and now subhanAllah the extension that that we've been working on. It's massive, and subhanAllah, the communities come together to put in all their efforts to build what we have, but there's still a bit to go. And
of course, and without all of your support and your help, none of these projects can happen, and we rely on your generosity. So please continue to donate. We are still in the blessed month of Ramadan, so the rewards are multiplied greatly. We still have a few nights left of the last 10, and one of them is still an odd night, so it could be Laylatul Qadr. Exactly. So don't miss out on that opportunity. The BSB account numbers are on the screen for you to donate. If you want, call the number 83742280, or alternatively 044772 4772, otherwise 04 Issa. Please continue to support us. This is not just for one specific project. I mean, your support goes towards our masajid to keep them running, utilities. This program, mashallah, we've the people behind the scenes have done such a great job, but it takes a lot of effort. It takes, it does take money to continue this. And inshallah, we do want to continue this after Ramadan as well, as our Islamic Society of South Australia president has mentioned in a past episode of Salam TV. So keep us going, inshallah. Keep by donating. We will go to a promotional video for Wandana, and we'll be back soon, inshallah.
قلدت ظاهر ما فيهم فبدوت شخصا آخر كي أتفاخر وظننت أنا أني بذلك حزت غنى فوجدت أني خاسر فتلك مظاهر لا 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 نحتاج المال كي نزداد جمالا جوهرنا هنا في القلب تلالا لا لا نرضي الناس بما لا نرضاه لنا حالا ذاك جمالنا يسمو يتعالى أوه 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 كن أنت تزداد جمالا كن أنت تزداد جمالا لا 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 أتقبلهم الناس لست أقلدهم إلا بما يرضيني كي أرضيني سأكون أنا مثلي تماما هذا أنا فقناعتي تكفيني ذاك يقيني لا 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 نحتاج المال كي نزداد جمالا جوهرنا هنا في القلب تلالا لا لا نرضي الناس بما لا نرضاه لنا حالا ذاك جمالنا يسمو يتعالى أوه 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 كن أنت تزداد جمالا
Okay, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the video and enjoyed seeing the progress that we've made at the Wandana Masjid, and we couldn't have done it without your support. So please continue your support, and we appreciate your support, and inshallah we'll soon see this project complete. Just a reminder to our viewers. If you have any questions or comments, please please comment in the section below, and or feel free to give us a call on 8374 2280 or 0447 724772. I'd like to introduce our next guest, Sister Maimouna Rafiq Chowdhury. She wears two hats. So one of the hats is the General Secretary at TAPASA, and as well as a team leader for Peace, Multicultural Service Relationship Australia. Welcome, Sister.
Jazakallah, thank you very much for having me here today.
Thank you. Can you tell us about the work that you're doing with Peace, Multicultural Service Relationship Australia, and the organisation as a whole?
Sure. So Peace Multicultural Services, as you said, is a program within Relationships Australia. And Relationships Australia, South Australia, is a huge organisation. It's a national organisation, but South Australia has its own Relationships Australia branch as well. We do a number of different programs. As the name says, everything that has to do something with relationships, we do that. We deal with that. What Peace does is that Peace manages the multicultural factor of all those programs. So we have programs and projects of our own, but we also do a cross-cultural support throughout the organization, and we service the whole of South Australia. What PEACE stands for is personal education and community empowerment, and that is what we do. We do community capacity building, we do community education, and we have different programs that are into family and children, family safety, gambling, bloodborne viruses, family and domestic violence. So that's what we majorly do.
Yes.
Yeah, and what we offer is, in the form of services, is we offer counseling. So we offer counseling support, and we have expertise in many different areas, because it's quite a general term, counseling, but different aspects have different specifications and expertise that is required. For example, relationship, for example, addiction, for example, domestic violence. And then what we also do is case management and casework support. And I'll explain a bit more when we come to that.
Yeah, inshallah. So tell us a bit about the prominent issues that clients usually share with currently receiving these services.
Look, there are a number of issues that communities face. What we do at PEACE is that we work along with 30 plus different multicultural communities. And as Brother Adil was saying, that Pakistan alone has 15 different languages and all of that. So that adds just to the complexity. So if somebody calls us and say, I want to speak with somebody from Pakistani background, that doesn't sometimes cover it all, So as diverse are the communities that we deal with, so diverse are the issues that we deal with as well, Some issues are very general, that are cutting across pretty much all immigrant communities that live here. Major of them is relationship issues. Then we do have family and domestic violence as well. A lot of families struggle a lot with the children as well, and their relationship is affected there, where there's intergenerational issues going on. So that's what we do as well. And we do a lot of work in the mental health area too. Yeah, that's what we majorly do.
With the current COVID-19 situation, is there any change in the way that RASA have been providing services to their clients?
Sure. So Relationships Australia has been one of the essential services that was announced by the government. So we had to provide the services as they were. We had to sort of change our practices a bit, and that was very strictly in coordination with the government directives. No operations were stopped, everything continued the way it was, but it was the mode of providing the services changed a bit. So it changed to mostly virtual and on phone. Some of the services had to go as they were, so they were still seeing the clients, but generally face-to-face appointments were not going ahead, but we moved to the video conversations and video meetings, so they continued as is. And what we also did in this context was we did launch a new service, which I'll talk about, but also most services in Relationships Australia are free, but some of them do have a cost as well. So all services have been announced free of cost until the June 30th because of COVID-19, so the people who are facing financial difficulties do not really have to pay anything, and that should not be a stopping factor for them to reach any services. Talking about specific services, we have launched a service which is called Ask Peace. It is to do specifically with COVID-19 and its impact. We can probably see the flyer on the screen as well. It has a bit more information. So what we do in Ask Peace is that, it has a beautiful name, Ask Peace. Like anything that you are going through at the moment that has an impact on yourself and your mental health, just ask Peace, call us. There's a number there, 82458110. We have a list of, we have 5 senior counselors who are available on that phone 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And if people call us after hours, it comes to us as a message and we respond to it. We provide counseling on the spot, people don't have to be in a waiting list or a queue or anything. That's a senior counselor they're talking to right away. It could be financial matters, it could be family matters. People are talking to us about, they're stressed about because they can't fly back home, family is not able to visit them, or their mental health has deteriorated. People have never lived so close to each other in such a long time. Like in Australia, we are so busy, we never usually, we do spend time with family, but not in such a confined space that those are the only people that you're seeing for a long, long time. Yeah. That, as much as it has been helpful for many people, that it's a blessing, but at the same time, it has also caused some issues.
Yeah, of course.
People who had some issues already, they have aggravated, and there has been some fights and there has been some domestic violence, and children specifically, parents have not, especially the teenage children, parents have not spent too much time with them in a very, very long time, and all of a sudden they see that, gosh, they spend so much time on screens and they're gaming all the time, and that has caused a conversation as to what's going on. So all that has had an impact on people's mental health. And that is what we do. That is where we provide them support. We have a team of, as I said, 5 counselors, but 10 other people. And together within PEACE alone, we can speak 20 plus different languages. So we not always, we are able to have interpreters, but we don't always need them. But we do provide services that are culturally and also I would say religiously appropriate. You know, we do bring that context in there, the cultural and religious context into it, so that people feel connected when they get some service.
This is a service for everyone. It's not for one specific religion, is it?
No,
it's
no,
a service
for
for
everyone.
everyone. Yes,
Yeah,
subhanallah. So what about those people that feel hesitant in approaching or coming forward to seek help? Because you know, you find a lot of the time, unfortunately, people either get, you know, embarrassed to say that they require help, or fearful to say that
Yeah.
they require help,
Yeah.
and especially when it comes to issues regarding mental health.
Yeah.
So, you know, shed some light maybe to our viewers to let them know, you know, if they are facing these challenges and there is something holding them back, what's the best way to approach it? How would they seek assistance?
Yeah.
And obviously putting in mind that they're already fearful to ask the questions. So what's a nice way of kind of breaking that fear because they are in need of that help and that support?
Yeah, that's a very good question, I'd say, and this is unfortunately one of the areas where there's a lot of stigma going on. There's cultural context to that as well. People from pretty much all cultures have this stigma around mental health, and they look at it more as an illness rather than a wellness. It's health, like, you know, mental health as is physical health, as is spiritual health. And it becomes multifold in where complexity is concerned when it is people from multicultural communities. Because where we come from, we solve our problems within our families. We talk to uncles, we talk to aunties, we talk to moms. We don't go outside and talk to a stranger. You know, we bring that concept with us wherever we go. So it is a bit difficult for people to come out and talk to a stranger. I mean, why would I tell a stranger that I'm having issues with my partner? Why would I, you know? So that is where we come in, which is why we call it personal education and community empowerment. We sit down with people and we tell them that we share the same values and beliefs. Like, our values are diversity and belonging and respect and learning, you know? Those are the core values that Relationships Australia, you know, holds very strongly. And we take them wherever we go. So part of what we are doing today, like talking to community, telling them that people like us are sitting at the other end of the phone, and that all the services are highly confidential. I mean, it happens a lot of time that some friend brings a person to a service and say, look, such and such friend is having an issue. Could you know, provide them services? And after some time, they'll give us a call and say, oh, how's my friend doing? We completely negate any information. We're like, you brought the person, it's good that you helped them, but we're not going to share any information. It's that confidential. Even partners come together and still we do not share information. So what I think people scared about is also the face saving. You know, there's a shame factor when we talk about our personal problems and we worry that it is going to go out. So what I want to reassure here is that anything that you bring into Relationships Australia and Peace Multicultural Services specifically, it's highly confidential. So rest assured that all the services are going to be culturally appropriate in your language as much as possible, according to your beliefs. And we do work in a very, very flexible way as well. We work around the clients. Like, we do not have like an eligibility criteria in which we are going to see if people fit. Like, there's no tick marking. Okay. You fit this, no. People come to us, we sit down with them, we explore what they have in their life, and then we sort of transform our services accordingly. You know, we go to visit people in their homes. Sometimes it is, you know, after hours, which you do not encourage, but if it is the only option, we do that as well. You know, people come and see us. People can sometimes bring their children as well. It is not encouraged, but there is a creche services as well, because we understand that those are the factors that can stop people. You know, we go to mosques, we go to temples, we go to gurdwaras, we go pretty much everywhere where people are. We don't wait and sit in the office for them to come to us. So those are some of the, you know, messages that I would like people to know, that it is a service that is according to their beliefs.
And it looks like viewers are quite interested. I mean, we've got a question regarding different languages. So does Ask Peace actually provide interpreters themselves? And are there limits to what languages, you know, you have, or do you have interpreters for all languages that you can provide?
Yeah, inside Peace we can speak Arabic, different accents. We can speak Urdu, Hindi, Punjabi, Pashto, Dari, Farsi, and a few African languages as well. That's within Peace alone. Yeah. Outside, we can have pretty much every languages interpreter that is available inside all Australia, not just South Australia. You know, so any language that has an interpreter inside Australia, we do provide that. We do get in touch with a service that says that they can get in touch with interpreters overseas as well. You know, and they do provide that. Some languages are very, very specific, but we have never had any issues.
with the Muslims, because obviously majority of our viewers, I mean, we do have non-Muslim viewers as well, and they're welcome. But the majority of the viewers are Muslim, and we'll go back to the question with regards to those that have mental health issues. Sometimes Muslims feel like they need to speak to another Muslim.
Yep.
Now, Ask Peace, do they have employees within themselves that are Muslim that will be understanding to their ways in the community and things like that?
Yes. Just to add to your previous question about interpreters, people should know that they don't have to pay for interpreters. We pay for them.
Excellent.
So we do hire interpreters, but we pay for them. They don't. Answering to your this question, yes, we do have a number of people inside our team as well that are Muslims. Myself, then we have an Egyptian, we have a Sudanese, then we have Palestinian, and then we have Hazaragi. So those are because, religion, yes, it's religion, but also there's cultural aspects to that,
Correct.
So we try and link people with the most suitable service provider, whether it's in Peace or in Relationships Australia. Even outside, we do referrals as well.
Sister, is there any sort of message that you'd like to discuss with our viewers, or and sort of encourage them to seek help and benefit from your services?
Yes, absolutely. I think half the problem is solved when we recognize the problem. What we do culturally a lot of times is that we sort of deny it. The art doesn't exist. It is there. It's not too much of a problem yet. But I think it's better to look at it with that lens and try to solve it as soon as possible before it becomes too big. Because as Brother Adil also said, that we are people who are focused on families, and as is generally in Australia as well, families make community and community make country, If families are unhealthy, it is going to impact community in general, So trying to seek help when the problem is not too big is also something, that we could do. And also working on prevention instead of intervention. Like, why wait for the problem to happen? Why not have a dialogue before that? Why not have conversations about that? What if such a problem arises? What are we going to do? And that's what we do as well. And also just, promoting seeking help. There is no shame in that, Allah Ta'ala also has advised us to seek help from your brothers and sisters when you have an issue, and that's what our Prophet has always done and encouraged. So why not us? Like, we're not that big. Like, our ego is not that big. It shouldn't be, So saving the families and saving our households should be the most important thing. And in that, if we have to ask for help, we must ask peace.
Absolutely. SubhanAllah, that's it's great to hear, and it's not just obviously our communities, it's the wider community. Everyone has the same issue, and you're absolutely right. It is first and foremost recognizing that there is an issue for those out there. So never brush off something thinking of it as something light. As Sister Maimuna said, seek it early before it becomes an actual issue, and then it becomes hard to resolve after that.
And don't be ashamed. We all go through different, sort of tests throughout our lives, and mental health is a real issue. So don't be ashamed to seek help, and don't be embarrassed to seek help. It's your first step to recovery.
Absolutely, it's a great initiative you're a part of, and mashallah as well, you're also part of PASA. So you've got your hands full, and I'm sure you've got a family as well that you've got your hands full with. So may Allah reward you for everything you've done.
Thank you.
Jazakallah khair for coming to our show. It's been an absolute honour. Today our guests have been absolutely brilliant. We thank them from the bottom of our hearts. We'll move on to a video. This is about the WhatsApp service that we've got. And also, we've got a sponsor video.
Got a sponsor video from one of our laundromat services. So we'll play that one first, and then we'll move on to the WhatsApp service.
I think it'll be the WhatsApp service first.
Oh, is it?
You'll find, yeah.
All
You'll
right.
find it.
Okay.
Sorry to correct you, but we'll come back inshallah.
Have you subscribed to our WhatsApp channel yet? The Islamic Society of South Australia's WhatsApp channel aims to connect with the community to ensure that the community stays well informed with the latest updates and developments from the government regarding the announcements and restrictions on the coronavirus. The WhatsApp channel also contains information on the latest Islamic Society's activities and events and services. You can also access the prayer timings, donate, check out our facilities, our sites and locations and venues, lecture library, or chat with us directly. See the link below or scan the QR code to gain access and join the group. Hope Valley Laundromat brings to you state-of-the-art, modern fit-out and spotless clean laundromat. This site is a family-owned and operated business who takes pride in their services. Do you want to cut down your washing time by 50%? The large capacity of these washing machines means that you can do your entire week's washing and drying, including your bedding, quilts, doonas, and towels in less than an hour, freeing up your time to do other things. There are extra large machines for bulkier items. All machines are coin operated, and there is never any need to worry as change machines are located on site for your convenience. Hope Valley Laundromat is conveniently located in a small shopping complex and has plenty of parking. Furthermore, in these current times, we wish to advise that all common services and touch points are disinfected daily to maintain a hygienic and safe place for our customers to do their laundry. Coming soon to this site will be a new pickup and drop-off personalized laundry service. We remove the washing chores for you. Hope Valley Laundromat is located at Shop 4, 1220 Grand Junction Road, Hope Valley. Thank you.
Thank you, Hope Valley Laundromat. Those machines were pumping, mashallah.
Yeah.
So before we close up, let's talk about the WhatsApp service that Islamic Society of South Australia is running.
It's a great service, WhatsApp. It's please do put that service on your phone. It's easy to use. It gives you all the information that you require. Prayer times, lecture library. Our festivals, our events, projects that we're doing. You name it. So any of those Q&As type thing. Yeah.
Gone are the days. I don't know if you remember, Hanny. We're going back 15. Maybe even plus 15 years ago.
You're a lot older than me, but yeah, go on.
But when we wanted to find out if it was the start of Ramadan or Eid al-Fitr or Eid al-Adha, we used to call the masjid and listen out for the voice recording.
Yes.
So gone are those days, and now, alhamdulillah, we've got this technology and the WhatsApp is
I think most of our viewers would remember those days, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to find out if you're going to be fasting the next day or not. And subhanAllah, technology has gone a long ways. I think we'll break for the hadith of the day, and then we'll come back. I think our viewers want Ahmed El Sayed to do a nasheed for us.
Wrong person. Wrong person.
We'll go to the hadith of the day, and what I'll do is I'll try to convince Ahmed to do a nasheed in our absence. We'll be back, inshallah.
عن عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت: كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا دخل العشر شد مئزره وأحيا ليله وأيقظ أهله. Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, narrated, with the start of the last 10 days of Ramadan, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, used to tighten his waist belt, and he used to pray all the night, and he used to keep his family awake for the prayers.
It's a great initiative. Welcome back, everyone. And before we go back to Brother Ahmed, we'd like to thank everyone that's behind the scenes, those people that you don't see on a daily basis who are doing an absolutely great job in providing you this platform to be able to continuously engage with us and keep the community engaged together. In the break, I couldn't convince you, but one last time.
Not tonight, Hanny. Not tonight.
All right. Well, I tried my best. I'm sorry, but brothers and sisters, we'll leave you for tonight. Thank you very much for our guests, and we're coming back tomorrow. To me, it's probably one of the most special episodes tomorrow, because one of the men behind the scenes is going to be hosting the episode. Brother Zuhair is saying in the corner here, maybe, but it's not true. He will be hosting tomorrow's video. We will enforce that, inshallah, and I think everyone will love to see him, see the man behind the scenes actually in front of the camera and talking and communicating with everyone, so that you can all make dua for this wonderful man. He's been great Jazakum Allahu khair. We will see you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is where you say assalamu alaikum.